Hello profit takers, it's Victoria here and we are back with another video. Today we are going to talk about the two low of week, two high of week signals that are brought to you by the Profit Takers Alert dashboard. Now keep in mind that this dashboard is not just a signal giver, right? It's giving you opportunities, right? It's a complete strategy for you, okay? Now, when I say beginner's guide, right? When I'm not talking about the person who is completely brand spanking new to Forex, who doesn't even know how to install an indicator or doesn't know what a pip is. I'm talking to those beginners into a strategy, looking for that edge, has been in the game for what, 3, 6, maybe even a year, and needs a way to really scale and identify these profitable trading opportunities. That's who this is for, right? So you're already in the game, 6 months plus, right? You know how to work behind the scenes with the different trading applications, whether you're using MT4 TradingView. Obviously I'm on MT4, MT5. This is for you. Okay. This is for you. And you can chart on your MT4 platform and you can do your trades on TradingView. A lot of people used to chart on TradingView and then go and make executions on their MT4s, right? Whether they're on their phone or their computer. So there's really no difference in how you use this wonderful tool. It could just be a standalone tool for you to just look at what you need to get into, pick your favorite strategy, your favorite signal, and go into wherever you're actually executing those trades and execute them there after you've completed your charting. And your charting isn't going to take you that long at all. It's just up to you to find the setup that you like within the actual window of your trading session and being available for that and executing from there on. Okay, so we're going to talk about the two high of week, two low of week, how you can see sometimes they do offer reversals and sometimes continuations. So let's get to it. All right. So again, these particular signals, guys, they can present 3-day reversals and they also can present continuations, your trend trades. Okay. We're looking for the 2 previous day breakouts because the third day, oftentimes you'll see that third push happening early on in the session, and then that's when price decides to break down. And then by the time it gets to London or even sometimes New York, by the time it gets all the way to the low or all the way to the high, that's when it's starting to reverse in a New York session or whatnot. 3 ADR is not a requirement. However, it is there just as a reference. You are able to remove it from the dash if you choose to. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and dive into some examples. All right. So putting this presentation together does take me a lot longer than just going to a naked chart and just going from there. But I did want to have this put together for y'all so that you can have this as a flash card. The slides will be available to you in the description of this video so that you can have something that's tangible to look at, right? I do a lot of on chart videos. And, I don't do this that often because it does take a lot of work and I'm always having to go back and fix something that, that I messed up. But I just said, you know what, this is important. It's important that you actually have something that you can have and hold and use to refer, because I'll be doing these pretty much every week. And most of the time these videos are going to be in live charts. Okay. But let's just do it this way for now so you can have something to review. So right now we're looking at S&P and we can see here that the previous week, the first thing you want to know, okay, you're looking at the signal and you're like, okay, and of course this is depending on when you trade, right? So for example, this is S&P. My trading session is typically in New York and I'm coming into day 3 wondering, okay, are we having a reversal or continuation? So I'm looking back the last 2 days and we can see that price, we had a breakout fell here. So that was day 1, day 2, the continuation. Day 3, we're looking for price to hit, the previous level. And this is great when it hits the previous level and then reverses because that's what we're looking for. We don't want it to, if it breaks above the previous level, then okay, we got to go long. But if it breaks above and then continues to break down, then we know that we completed taking out the previous day low here, right? By entering from that section. That's a beautiful trade for day 3. So this is an example of what we can expect whenever when we come to day 3 and we're looking for whether we're going to have a reversal opportunity or if we're going to have a continuation, a trend trade, right? All right, so the next slide, you're going to look at this and you're going to say, okay, this looks very similar. Yeah, it does, because this is actually US 30. I'm sorry you're not able to see that down there. I usually try to like to grab that so you can see, but this is actually US 30. And it looks just like S&P. And sometimes we get those opportunities where one indice looks just like the other. And if the other one played out before, like this one, US 30 actually dropped beautifully. Same pattern, guys. Look, Wednesday, peak high, retest. All right, so that's day 1. Day 2, we had this EKG pattern, which I absolutely love. So now it put, we have this resistant level up here from the previous day high. All right, and then we also can see that it took out the previous day's low. So we're good. We're good on this trend. Day 3 comes, if I'm in New York, and I see that it already did all this dropping before I got to my session, then I'm expecting a low-hanging fruit trade here. Not looking to hold it at all because it's pretty much, you know, probably already hit 1 ADR for the day. Okay, as you can see clearly. So that's why when you see one indice, you go look at the other one. You're right. You look, I'm going to go back to S&P here, and you had an opportunity to trade that in the New York session, if that was your session. US 30 played out beautifully day 3 for the London session into New York. So if you were able to grab that, that's awesome, right? As you can see, it did everything that we needed it to do beautifully. And the people in London were able not only for it to break through yesterday's high, it did a slight retest, low, excuse me, not high. It did a slight retest for the re-entry into this and be able to scale this thing out on day 3. All right, so in this example here, I was able to do a before and after. So we can see here, again, it's 2 days, and we're at the low and we're expecting price. As you can see, yesterday's high was right down there. So right as the market opened, it already broke through there and it got to the high. So by the time I'm at my session, which is right here, it already got a failed breakout at the high. So only the early birds, the Asia people, were able to take this last push up. And then, of course, it reversed. So this is an opportunity when it's so close right here and you see the breakout had failed high above and your session is London or New York, it already completed. You can see clearly it already completed the last 3-day breakouts. And so going in on this reversal and with scale on this reversal is fantastic. And you can also see in this particular example, once that breakout failed and we started to reverse, we don't counter these trades. There's really not a good idea for you to counter these type of trades. And usually the dashboard could often change either to 0 high of week or it could be a 1 high of week. Sometimes I'm able to capture that and sometimes I'm just not. But this one changed over to 1, right? Day 3 often can change to day 1 if it does reverse and it completes the cycle, okay? All right, here's another one. Here's another one that looks similar to the previous one. And in this one, we had, again, we come in, if this is your pair, like this is New Zealand yen, right? So you can see how quickly 1 broke, okay, 2 broke, and then 3. So we're coming to day 3. We look back and we see, okay, the previous high has been taken out. And now here we go again. It was taken out right as the markets were opening in Asia. And we can also see here, okay, same thing. Day 3 ended up being just a reversal. Now, this one didn't change at that moment, right? I don't believe it changed right then because sometimes the dash needs to confirm that, yeah, we are going to be absolutely reversing or maybe it's going to be a reset. And this one ended up just being a reset to the low, right? Instead of reversing and actually going short. So this is why I like to use this dashboard, because it keeps you from thinking that your bias is right. Okay. And that's one that can save your accounts, especially, you know, when when you do proper risk management. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, so here's another one. Before we had 2 days of previous breaks. And as you can see on the day 3, when we got into the market, which was Wednesday, it did not break above day 2. And you can see that this black line here that you guys see, that's actually Asia's high. Now you can just draw the line like I did on the other ones, where you can see that that particular area was a major zone, and this reset the market, right? So that's why you're seeing this one. And again, this is US 30, and this is actually the beginning of the week. And the other slide that you saw earlier was towards the end of the week, when we're looking at how to trade it on Friday. So no, just wanted to just say that, hey, this is what happened before, the continuation trade on Friday, guys. So you can see how powerful this is, right? So we're coming into day 3, and we're thinking that this particular day is probably going to take out this high and then continue on up, right? But because the breakout on day 3 on Wednesday failed, right? We have 3 hits to the high, almost more than that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, if you want to count those 2, right? Those 2 that came in within that day, and it continued to hold, right? That right there, oh my goodness, right? So you can see how day 3 turned into day 1, right? So by the time I took a picture of this, the screenshot, it was already 2 days. So typically that day, Wednesday, was day 3 to day 1. All right. And here's another one. I think I may have a duplication here with one of the other indices here, because this looks just like one of them. Again, you're going to see these patterns over and over. So it's quite all right that we see this once again. Okay. So we had 2 days, too high of week. Again, you're always asking yourself that question when you come into that day to trade, and you're looking back these 2 days, and you can see that this particular day, okay, we had day 1 and day 2 took out that low, and now day 3, we're looking for that same thing. We're looking for price to take out the previous day's low, and we're also wanting to enter from that area. Okay, we want to enter from the area of price if price presents it so. Okay. And that's really it. You can scale in on this particular trade. This one was a nice one for the New York session, right? So let's go to the next one. I think we may have one more. All right. So for the Aussie dollar. All right. So we had day 1, we had the new peak, day 2. All right. Was a trend trade. Now we're in day 3, and we have the 2 boxes checked, right? We're in day 3, 2 boxes have checked. And you can see also on day 3, that push came up, took out that previous day high, and then it got resistance, right? So by the time I'm coming to the actual charts, this thing has already broke down. So I am in for that reversal all day, okay? And if you're in London, you would have seen that you would have been able to enter right from the previous day's high level. As you can see where that blue tracer is, that is your entry all day long. We got a slight retracement here. So right before the New York session, you had 2 opportunities to enter, which was at the top of that area there. And then of course, in the New York market, you had another opportunity to enter and scale in on this trade for the reversal. All right. And if you guys are having any questions or anything, be sure to drop them in there. Drop them in the comment section. Join me in the locals group. Ask your questions. All right. So here we have the NU, and it looks just like AU. Now, let me just say, there are times when, like we were just seeing here, how all the indices were correlating and they were moving within different sessions, giving you optimal opportunities to trade either session. Sometimes that happens with AU and NU. Sometimes they do somewhat correlate and you can actually ping off of the other. I'm like, oh, let me go look at the other one to see if that one's ready. Or, oh, I missed it on this one. Let me go look. You know, it's not always this way. Let me just say that. But there are times where it can be. So same thing here. We're coming into day 3. The first 2 days checked off beautifully. But guess what? We're in day 3. And this one hadn't even come close, right, to taking out the previous day high, as we can see. So here I am in my session when I get to the chart and I'm looking like, oh, it didn't even come close to taking out yesterday. So now, you know, for people in London, this is day 3 reversal all day long. All day long. New York had a low hanging fruit, and I'm not a big fan of these low hanging fruit trades. So I'm more inclined to want to get in, you know, on something where I can actually scale into it. Low hanging fruit for me, I just don't like it. The volume is low. It's like creeping to get to the low of the day or the high of the day. But this is a beautiful trade for those who were able to take this on in London. I hope you're seeing how easy these are to identify and how you can use it to have an edge, right, on your strategy. And you can see how you can use this for a complete strategy as well. Now, this is gold, and gold gave us, again, 2 days to the low. So we're coming in on day 3. All right. And we look 2 days back and it has checked the boxes. We have that breakout, right, set into the high. Day 2, it broke that. It's exactly what we're looking for. Day 3, you know, depending on when you got into the market, if you came in for London, you're waiting for prices to get to the low. You do not want that to take this low out. If it takes the previous low out, it's game over. If it hits the low and then retraces and goes up, that's beautiful. That's what you want. But it didn't even come close, guys, to even try to attempt to take it out. So, you know, right there, end with the W pattern that it printed. It's game, right? You are in this one long and strong. Okay, this is a beautiful continuation trend trade for gold that happened on Friday. Day 3 continuation. Okay, so I think those are all the examples that we have right now. So I hope you guys can see how you can leverage this particular signal, how you can use the previous 2 days to help you to understand if you're going to go long or short based on whether price was taking out. And I hope this gives you that edge that you're looking for. So if you found value in this video, please like, comment, subscribe. Let me know in the comments, you know, what it is that you liked about it, or just say hi, you know, I'm not asking for too much here. But I do appreciate you taking time to check this out, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video. Have a good day. Ciao for now.